welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in on today's video. As many of you guys know, the sled pull truck as of late has really taken a front row seat in where our time and money is being spent. But the race truck, we've been doing a little bit here and there behind the scenes, and we've got a little bit of a project today. So I said, you know what? Let's do an update for everybody. We are going to start right up front here. We've got our fluid dyne oil cooler, our oil filter, and our lines ran for our remote oil cooler setup. This is the original setup that I had on the truck. We just had to basically get something set up so that we could mount these components up front. It's going to work out perfectly. The front bumper that we have, the fiberglass front bumper, is going to be sitting out front. I guess these are new as well. So we're going to cut a slot. You're going to see this. It's going to be killer. We've got this nice steel piece across the top, and then we also have an aluminum piece that kind of ties in into our radiator mounts as well. So that worked out super awesome. This thing is rock solid, not going to go anywhere. So I was very, very stoked that it worked out as well as it did. We're not going to have anything going across the front here for our hood mount. So I kind of came up with this. I don't know if I'm entirely sold on it yet, because these things are just, I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, they go up into our hood here, and they lock into those quick latch deals. Same thing that how our bumper is mounted. So for right now, it works. We're probably going to change it up. Anyway, then we have our hood stack. So yes, the hood stack is in. This is a 4-inch hood stack. We cut this to kind of give it a little bit of a miter cut, and then we drilled a giant hole in our hood. And if you see, we've got some bolts sticking through. That is because we do have a little beauty ring. Easy. Check out this beauty ring. This thing is awesome. And if you notice, there is some engraving, left lane diesels. And it is also miter cut, kind of slanted back a little bit. So hood stack is done. The oil cooler mount is done. The turbo is in. We've got intercooler piping. All the mounting for our radiator and intercooler is all done as well. Oh, check this out. Let's see if we can get in here. See that? We even have a starter on the truck. Now, power steering reservoir. This is new. This is going to be our oil catch can. If you go back into the last video, you'll see where I updated, and we had this was not here. And we were talking about our H-pod setup, and we were talking about how the H-pod setup, it's got the GNR valve covers, and it's got the port in the back for the H-pods. Well, here's the deal. We wanted to have the ability to vent both valve covers. So the GNR valve covers, they came with only one vent on this side. And I said, you know what? Send me both of your tall and short fillers. And guess what? Good buddy Kurt, he machined our valve cover, and we installed the other one. This would be the tall one. The low profile one is on that side for the hood stack. You can see our wiring harness in the back there. That is just for our headlights. So that is going to cruise around and come up here. We've got our connector. So when we go to remove our front here, all we got to do is unplug the connector. Got the same thing over here on this side. You can see it right back in there. Bada boom, bada bang. Check this guy out. This is going to be our overflow for our radiator. So in the event that we push a little bit of coolant or whatever, it's going to go into this catch can. We can monitor our levels right here, and we don't have to worry about making a mess on the track. So this is what the inside of the cab currently looks like. As you can see, it is a complete disaster. I've got wires all over the place. I've got paper and notepads and highlighters and screwdrivers. It's just an absolute mess, but I promise we've been making progress. And if you notice, we've got a little switch panel where our radio would normally be. So that's pretty freaking cool. And that's where all of our main switches are going to be. You can see we've got a kill switch right here. That is kind of going to be the master kill switch inside of the cab. We are going to have another kill switch in the back here for our battery. Our gauges over here are all wired in, as well as our lights. So everything with the lights, factory lights. So this factory headlight switch is going to work. Our turn signals are going to work. Our flash is going to work. Even when we're stuck on the side of the road, we're going to have our hazards to work. So I did want to show you guys this right here. So if you see that red piece right there, that is our pass-through. So that is how power is going to go from outside of the cab to inside of the cab. It is also going to be, this is for our standalone harness. So that is going to go directly to that. And then that hole down there, we are going to have a black pass-through for our ground as well. So that is how our PCM is going to be powered via the Warren Diesel harness. And then we just have to give it ignition voltage, which will be inside of the cab. You can see this right here is our harness for our tail lights. So turn signals, brakes, parking, not reverse. This has been another undertaking of mine, and the reason why it's taking so long to get the race truck up and going. I decided that we're going to hack off the front suspension of the truck, and we're going to go to coilovers in the front. And so yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That's going to be in a future video, but no front suspension. We're going to coilovers. I've got some pieces and components. It's going to be cool, and you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that one. So now let's talk about today's project. As you can see, we've got a bunch of AN style fittings, and we've got a big roll of dash 12, which is 3/4 inch hose. We have our Vibrant Performance. This is the 1.5 liter. This thing is super cool. Look at this. It's got a dipstick. So after a pass, you pull your dipstick, you see how much oil's in here. If you need to drain it, there's a drain on the bottom. Super cool. This is their 4-port feed. There's like little filters inside of here. So the oil is being filtered as it enters into here, or captured, I should say, as it enters into here. And then, so we're going to have 2 that are going to come into it from our valve covers, and then 2 that are going to exit, which is going to vent our breather, essentially, which is going to go to the back of the truck. Okay guys, so that's gonna wrap it up. As you can see, we've got our AN lines for our crankcase vent all routed. Driver's side, passenger side scoots. We got a little bit of room there, as you can see. The other thing we did is we did relocate our H-pod system as well. Decided that I didn't really like it hanging out the front here, so we're kind of tucking it in behind here, behind the alternator. And then that line that's going to come across and go to this side is going to be all in the valley. We won't have a line coming across the front like I originally had. So definitely pretty pleased with how that turned out, other than I wish this line was like a foot shorter. But nonetheless, hopefully the videos moving forward will be much better, and we can actually have these little projects that we complete along the way. There are many projects to complete on the race truck, so I'm going to try to structure those a little bit better moving forward, versus just progress update videos. So thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a comment, subscribe, like. We'll catch you in the next one.